First Alert Weather with meteorologist Rachel Coulter.
And we are bringing you the first alert about some additional showers and storms that we're expecting. Not only today, this pattern will hold through tomorrow, and then we finally start to lose the influence of that low pressure system that has been stuck out to our west, bringing us several impacts. Of course, the flooding risk is one of our main concerns. It's going to be more localized in nature, so not a widespread flooding risk by any means, but something to be mindful of, especially getting out the door this evening and tomorrow afternoon and evening. Severe threat, damaging wind gusts, the main concern with any storm that's able to intensify. From a temperature and humidity standpoint, temperatures are actually running below average this week. You would just never know it. It is so humid out there. So there's the low. It really got cut off, but we're starting to see some improvements. Eventually this is going to be dislodged and won't be as much of a factor in our forecast going forward from here. But I do want to draw your attention to the south. Mentioned this just before the break, but we have this severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued out towards the Columbia area. And I mentioned this because we have some storms to our south that are generally working north and east. So they're just something to keep an eye on. In fact, this storm here that's about to push into southeastern parts of Lancaster County and western parts of Chesterfield County is capable of producing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, so just below those severe limits at this time, and it's very slowly working north and east at 10 miles per hour. So if you're listening in from Jefferson, heads up, you can see some impacts by 5:04, Pageland by 5:42, Allen's Crossroads by 6:37, New Salem as we approach 8:09. Again, quite the slow mover if that holds together. To the north and west, the mountains still seeing these intermittent downpours with some of that thunderstorm activity still between Burke and Caldwell County and just out towards the west of Morganton, where we're seeing some really heavy downpours and thunder and lightning also expected with that storm that's impacting areas just to the north of Bridgewater, and those are slowly working north and east as well. And that's just what we're going to be in and out of through the rest of the evening. So not everyone sees rain tonight, but man, wherever we do see rain, very heavy downpours are going to be expected, and within any of those thunderstorms and some gusty winds will be possible as well, and those could carry right on over through parts of the overnight period. Tomorrow, getting out the door, it's going to be a warm, humid start in the low 70s. High temperatures briefly topping out in the upper 80s. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s for any lunch hour plans, driving home from work as the storm chances start to pick right back up through the second half of the day. Afternoon, evening hours, the best chance for some of those showers and storms. And then we get towards the weekend and you'll notice the temperatures start to go back up and the rain coverage starts to come down a little bit. That trend only carries on over into next week, where we're forecasting high temperatures back into the low to mid 90s, and it'll still be humid, so it feels like temperatures closer to 100 degrees.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, a rocket